Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and March's winner stays on. Here's the lineup for this month's tournament, and the winner of these cars will get to face Ramraid 164 diecast racing in the Mustang. Can they do a three-peat? Let's find out. So first up we've got Rob Allen and Wild Mike. Here we go. Down the ramp, Wild Mike with a slight lead, and he sneaks in front of Rob round the first corner, bumper to bumper. Can Rob sneak past? He's having a look. Here we go, second corner, still bumper to bumper, and Wild Mike spins off the track, and Rob Allen takes the first one. Race number 2, Wild Mike with a great lead at the moment, coming onto the open track, approaching the first corner. Wild Mike with a decent lead. Rob has pulled it back a little bit now. He's now right on his tail. Wild Mike drifts a little bit around the second corner. Sorry, he's on the rails. Rob Allen pushes him, and I think Wild Mike is sneaking over the line. Yes, he is. Here we go. Winner of this progresses to the semi-final. Wild Mike with a slender lead coming onto the straight. He sneaks in front of Rob. Rob Allen again bumper to bumper like he has done in the 2 previous races, but Wild Mike now, he's managed to get himself a decent little lead. I don't think Rob's going to come back from this. Wild Mike coasting, but Rob's trying to get back, but he's not going to make it. Well done, Wild Mike. So next up we've got Puff Racing and Patty Cakes. So here we go, they're off. Puff Racing has a slight lead coming onto the straight, approaching the first turn. Patty Cakes is struggling to keep up. Puff Racing has got a decent lead at the moment. Coming around the second, he should win, coasting to victory, 1-0. Okay, race number 2 between Puff Racing and Patty Cakes. Already Puff Racing has a little lead onto the straight. Patty Cakes is fighting back, bumper to bumper on the first corner, but coming off the first corner, Puff Racing has extended the lead. He should coast it now all the way to the finish line. Next up we have James Sterling and Archie 8. Here we go. Down the ramp, James Sterling with a slight lead, approaching the first turn, bumper to bumper. Archie 8 fighting back, but I think he's lost it on that first corner. He's way behind now, James Sterling. There he is. Oh, bumping around on the rails. Oh, he's spun. Archie 8's coming up, and he knocks James Sterling over the line. So race number 2, Archie 8 and James Sterling. Here we go. James Sterling in the Subaru, already with a decent lead coming onto the first corner. Archie 8 in the Bugatti. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch him. James Sterling with a little bit of a drift there. Little drifting around. Oh, did he go on 2 wheels? I'm not quite sure. But he's coming off the second corner to victory. V-Man against Mr. Dark. Here we go. Down the ramp, Mr. Dark with a slight lead. V-Man bumper to bumper on the first corner. Here we go. Mr. Dark comes flying off, but V-Man is fighting back, pushing him around with bumper to bumper. But I think Mr. Dark might hold on. He's come off the second corner with a great lead. V-Man is not going to get there. Here we go, race number 2. Can the V-Man pull it back, or will Mr. Dark be going through? Here we go, on the straight, Mr. Dark with a lead. Can the V-Man do something dramatic? I don't think he can, he's way behind. Mr. Dark coming round the second corner. He's done that nice and steady, cruising to victory. So the first semi-final, we've got Puff Racing and Wild Mike. Best of 3. Here we go. Down the ramp, neck and neck. Onto the straight, Wild Mike sneaking into the lead. Puff Racing almost came off the track there, and I think he's out. He's driving backwards very slowly, and Wild Mike, as he got open track in front of him, gliding round, and Wild Mike takes the first. Let's have a look at Wild Mike and Puff Racing again. Puff Racing just clips the back of Wild Mike and almost comes flying off the track, and then he spins backwards, and that's game over. Race number 2 between Wild Mike and Puff Racing. Straight away, Mike's got a decent lead. Can Puff close the gap? Going on to the first corner, Wild Mike almost drifts round, but Puff Racing is right on the tail of Wild Mike, bumper to bumper around the second corner. It's going to be a close one. Wild Mike has just stayed in front, and he's going to take the win. Second semi-final between Mr. Dark and James Sterling. Here we go. James Sterling with a decent little lead, coming onto the straight. Mr. Dark looking to close the gap. Both round the first corner successfully. Mr. Dark, he's trying to close the gap. Not sure he's going to make it. James Sterling comes off the corner. Bit of rail sliding there, and to victory. Race number 2, the second semi-final. Mr. Dark against James Sterling. And Mr. Dark, he's come out the blocks first. He's got a slight lead, coming onto the first corner. Oh, James Sterling he tried to sneak in. He's flipped the car. He's on the roof. And Mr. Dark, if he's careful, he's just going to go round the second corner and cruise to victory. So let's take another look at that crash. James Sterling trying to sneak in the back. Flips the car on the roof. Game over. So the final race between James Sterling and Mr. Dark. The winner will face Wild Mike in the final. Here we are, round the first corner. James Sterling with a slight lead. Mr. Dark, he's falling further behind. James Sterling round the second, taking it nice and easy, no dramas, cruising to victory. So the final, James Sterling and Wild Mike. The winner will meet in the grand final of Ramraid 164 diecast racing. Here we go, the neck and neck down the ramp onto the straight. James Sterling with a slight lead pushes his way in front of Wild Mike. Wild Mike is trailing now. He's falling further behind. James Sterling round the second corner. Keeping it simple. He's bouncing around the rails, but I think he's going to stay on, and does. Race number 2, James Sterling took the first. Wild Mike with the lead on the second race, but here comes James Sterling on the inside. Razzies past Wild Mike. Yes, that is a word. James Sterling round the second corner. There is no stopping him. He's going to be... Then again, here comes Wild Mike, but he's not going to catch him. James Sterling wins. So the grand final, best of 5, James Sterling against Ramraid 164 diecast racing, who is looking for a three-peat. Here we go. Down the ramp, onto the open track. James Sterling with a slight lead. He's took the lead on the first corner. The Mustang, Ramraid, he's trying to catch up. James Sterling is now driving backwards. Who's going to come off the second corner? James Sterling, driving backwards still. Crawling over the line. Ramraid is not going to catch him. 1-0 to James Sterling. Race number 2. Here we go again. James Sterling with a slight lead. Are we going to see a new champion? James Sterling is caught in front of the Mustang off the second corner. The Mustang is struggling to keep up, and James Sterling, he's flying. He's off the second corner. He's bouncing around a bit, but he's going to take race number 2. Race number 3. James Sterling needs to win this to be crowned new champion. Has Ramraid got anything in the tank? Here we go. Round the first corner. James Sterling in the lead. Looks like we're going to have a new champion. Ramraid, he's fighting back. Is he going to do it? He's bumper to bumper round the second corner. James Sterling spins. James Sterling's off the track and Ramraid Racing comes through. Here we go. Ramraid Racing pulls one back. He's in the lead. Can he make it back to 2-2? James Sterling is fighting back. Ramraid takes the lead off the first corner. James Sterling, he's spinning a bit, but Ramraid, he's got a massive lead now. Round the second corner. Is he going to level up the series? Is the 3-peat on? Ramraid, he's going to do it. 2-2. Here we go, the final race. One of these is going to be champion. Ramraid Racing. James Sterling, here we go. James Sterling, he's sneaking in underneath. He's took a lead on the first corner. Ramraid Racing, his title is slipping away. He's not going to make it. James Sterling, he's flipped. James Sterling's flipped off the second corner. He's bouncing around. He's off the track. And Ramraid goes through and keeps his title. Let's look again. James Sterling with a massive lead. He flips. He's on 2 wheels round that second corner, which gave Ramraid the chance to pull it back. There was a bit of bumping to bumping, and James Sterling went off the track, and Ramraid said, "Thank you very much. You're not having my title."